You may already know that Google's dropped another core algorithm update on January the 14th, 2020. Here's SEMrush's volatility graph, and here's the standard monthly clickbait headline that surfaces every time there's an update, and here's a picture of my cat. Hey guys, I'm Jack Wiltshire from Digital Bloom, and today I'm explaining why you shouldn't panic about the latest Google core algorithm update, even if you lost organic traffic. Even though Google warned us an update was coming, they never really release any information or data to help us know what we need to do in order to appease the new algorithm gods. That's up for us SEOs to figure out, and I'm pretty sure we've got it covered. I manage a good number of SEO campaigns for my clients, and although volatility metrics are going kind of crazy since the last update, I'm actually still getting a steady increase on keyword positioning even since the update. Except for one client whose web company decided to launch them a new website, giving them the advice that launching a new website shouldn't really affect your existing Google rankings. Criminal. So have you been negatively affected since the core Google update? First off, don't panic. There's no need to jump into your latest backlinks or blogs or on-site content and start undoing and deleting stuff, hoping it will help you recover. There's a certain few things we need to look into to determine why there's a decrease in your organic traffic since the update. And there's a couple of things that it could be. First off, I recommend jumping into Google Analytics or Google Search Console and looking into the individual pages that have had a downturn in organic traffic, looking at things like impressions, average positioning, and clicks. As we need to work out if your organic traffic has dipped because of keyword position change, or if it's the way in which Google's displaying the SERPs in different ways. Remember in my previous video of how I said Google's going to change in 2020? It's happening. The data shows that featured snippets, as I mentioned in the previous video, are being favored more and more as part of this update. These are the useful tools Google provide in the search results page, such as the top stories, FAQs, Google Shopping, and stuff like that. All the structured data sets that Google are providing searchers of their search engine to provide information before they need to click anywhere. You need to determine if it's these features that are actually affecting your organic traffic instead of your keyword rankings specifically. You've been negatively affected by this core update, you say? Then what should you do? As part of your organic SEO campaign, if you've been running backlink campaigns getting links into your website so Google ranks you higher, we need to strategize slightly better. The chances are that you've been focusing your backlinking campaigns predominantly on your money-making, converting lead gen pages. It's time to share some of that backlinking love throughout your website. A great way of showing Google that your backlinks aren't as spammy or as thought out as they might think is to run a backlinking campaign to all of the smaller supporting pages of your website that you don't think are driving the conversion, but they're just there providing extra information. Increasing site-wide page authority throughout the other supporting pages is never a bad thing. If you also teamed this up with some mindfulness around the anchor texts you're using as part of these backlinks, you can further convince Google that these are real, genuine websites linking to yours, just in case in this update they're trying to target more spammy backlinks to determine what's pretend hype and what's real. So a great way of doing this, if you wanted to rank for London bicycles and you've been rolling out tons of backlinks with the anchor text leading into your website from that exterior website as London bicycles or bicycles in London, do a quick backlink campaign over the next few weeks with some more generic anchor tags, such as click here for bikes, or maybe a branded name such as Partridge Cycles, your actual business name. This will further convince Google or show Google that, we're not super hyper targeting these backlinks, thus making them more human and less spammy. Still wondering on how to get backlinks? Somebody didn't watch my previous video on SEO, did they? Next up, it's time to run some competitor analysis on the high-ranking websites and businesses within your niche and run some tests to see what they're doing right. You can begin by looking at Moz or using SEMrush to run a competitor analysis on what your competitors are doing in the backlinking space. You can check what DA score sites they're linking from and the types of anchor text they're using as part of these backlinks. You can also gain some insight from their on-site content, checking out how much content they have that's relevant and keyword rich on those pages that are ranking for your competitors, and use that as inspiration and try and figure out what they're doing differently to you. And it's a proven concept that Google likes what they're doing as they are ranking higher. Just don't copy people, it's kind of frowned upon. And last but not least, it's time to head back to those supporting pages, those pages that you don't feel are the ones, that get you the conversion, but they're just there with extra content. Let's give them a refresh, let's add more content to them, revisiting them, and maybe adding a little bit more detail, okay? So back to the bike analogy, let's say you have some FAQ pages on, what bikes are amazing and back in 2017. Let's go back to those articles or supporting pages and refresh the content and give them a bit of a lift. Stick some, more keyword-rich and helpful content in there. Google loves a crawl and a re-index, and you might just see your rankings and organic traffic improve off the back of this. So all in all, don't panic. Updates like these are dropping on a regular, and if you're ever in doubt, just continue creating super helpful, relevant, unique content, both on-site and off-site, through backlinks into your site and through an amazing on-site blog. Let this be a lesson to you if you have seen an organic dip in traffic, but you're not quite sure on your actual ranking position. Maybe it's time to start tracking. And there are lots of keyword position tracking tools out there. Personally, for me and my clients, I use SEMrush. I certainly recommend you guys do it yourself. It's kind of an expensive piece of software, but it's worth it, especially in times like this when Google's dropping mental updates, which makes everybody panic and go crazy. Just don't forget to make your backlink campaign less spammy and a little bit more human. Google doesn't tend to like being manipulated by people who want to rank higher in the search engine. Much like my wife, Google wants to feel like they're always right, and then that they're ranking websites because they think they're more popular, not because we made them appear more popular. So just be mindful of that. Oh, I hope Natalia doesn't watch this. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. It's a nice short one today, but I wanted to cover the January core Google algorithm update. There's loads of misinformation out there. There's lots of clickbait, horror stories about the algorithm. If you just stay on top of your SEO, keep creating lush, amazing content, Google's gonna love you. So hit that subscribe button, drop a comment on what you wanna see in the next video, and be kind to each other. Bye, Z's.